Hey family, it's Pastor Phil.
And Pastor K.
Man, can you believe that 2023 has already gone by?
Gone.
Oh my Lord.
Yes.
What an amazing God we serve. And God has been doing just tremendous things in 2023. So we just wanted to take a moment and just do a quick recap on some of the highlights that we had going on all throughout the year.
Yeah, there was so many amazing things that happened in 2023, and we just want to take you on a quick little journey back to see all that not just we accomplished, but that we accomplished as a church.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the one thing that was a highlight for me was the Love Lab. That we did back in February.
Yes.
That was an amazing time of just empowering couples and just continuing to pour in the family, because family is so important. But then we had date night with the Davises too.
And we added that on, and we began to meet with the couples monthly and bring them together, and we ate and we danced and we played games and we ministered to them at the same time.
Yeah, it was a pretty powerful time. And we're going to continue with that into 2024. But we didn't stop there. We really pressed into our encounter nights, which was amazing.
Yeah, the worship was intense.
Yeah.
We just saw our team band together and utilize their gifts to the glory of God. But what was the most significant thing is that God was present. At every encounter night that they had, God was present.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? The Lord, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, but the Lord really spoke to me about the community showers at the encounter night.
Yeah.
Literally, the presence of the Lord was so strong there that God just downloaded something into my spirit. We'll talk about how successful that's been. But all we can say is to God be the glory, and we thank God for our amazing worship team who has a heart for prayer and for worship. We celebrated our
18th
year
of
pastoral
ministry.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
You're still with me after 18 years.
Well, and it's been 33 years that we've been serving together, but 18 years as the senior pastors at Greater Shiloh Church. And I would not trade doing what we're doing for anything in the world. I mean, this is just what God has called us to do, and we're just honored, and we say that all the time, but we mean it from the depths of our souls that we are so honored that we get to serve the Greater Shiloh Church.
Yeah, we ain't tired yet.
No,
and
not
we ain't
yet.
done yet. So
Not
to
yet.
God be all the glory, and thank you all for how you loved us and just showed your love and support for us. But then we went right into an amazing weekend, I guess you can say, for the 119th anniversary.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we had the opportunity to celebrate 119 years?
119 years, Greater Shiloh.
Yeah, to God be the glory. That was an amazing weekend. And we'll be celebrating 120 in 2024, but the weekend was just not about the church anniversary. We got really crazy.
No, it was a big weekend. We ordained and licensed a bunch of deacons and ministers and a new elder, and now they're a part of the team.
Yeah.
And many hands make light work, and now we have more hands to help us to do the ministry of Greater Shiloh.
And it's crazy when you see people being elevated in the ministry. It speaks to the strength of the ministry, and the commitment of the people, because you don't elevate just anybody. It's those people who have shown themselves to be faithful and committed. So to all of the officers of our church, we say thank you for your faithful commitment. But this was a big year for the women's conference as well.
Yes, it was. The women's conference was amazing this year. We had over 450 women who attended, and I mean, the glory of the Lord just rested in the house. But more importantly, the lives of the women were impacted. The biggest thing that happened this year.
The burning of the mortgage?
The burning of the mortgage.
Baby. Yeah,
Yes.
that was it was a major accomplishment for our whole congregation.
Yeah.
It's another mortgage burning. It's not the first time we've ever burned a mortgage, but this was the largest mortgage that we've burned, $4.3 million. And we burned it 11 years early because of the faithful commitment of the people of God. And we were able to do it and celebrate. To God be the glory. And I just, when you think about that, it's no small feat. And it symbolizes something, right? It symbolizes the dome that we worship in is debt-free. There's no debt on that building. So we're not a church that's just indoor, but we also have outdoor services.
Yes.
Those are pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This summer we did a lot of outdoor services, and We hit a number of like 700 people who joined us in our Easton service outdoors this year. It was amazing. We just took over the Forks Township Park, and the Lord just was glorified. But there was stuff for everybody, for the kids, for the adults, and afterwards we ate, we had fun, and we just fellowshiped together.
It didn't just happen in Easton; it happened in Stroudsburg too.
Also.
They call it Hope Fest up there.
Yeah.
And it just impacts the community in such a very powerful way. And we thank God for all of the hands. You know, we say many hands make light work. It's no small feat to move our whole service out to a park in Easton.
And we baptized too.
And there was baptisms that happened there. So, you know, the worship team was in full gear, all the musicians, all of that happened. And we streamed it live on the internet, in Easton. So it's no small feat. But to God be the glory. So we're excited about that as well. So yeah, absolutely.
I think that the best part is that the theme for 2023 was built for growth.
Yeah.
And when God gave that to you, your heart was not that we would grow in numbers, but that we would grow individually in our relationship with Christ, but that we would also grow together as a church spiritually. And I believe that this year, if you weren't challenged to grow and you didn't grow, it's because you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Because all the tools were put in place for us to grow, and the word was just amazing from you and all of the pastors that preached. It was just an amazing time of growth, and that just has prepared us for what God is about to do in 2024.
Yeah, well, I mean, but think about it. We saw about a 36% growth, I think it was, in attendance from 2022 to 2023. That's a huge amount of people that came in. And then in salvations,
salvations,
I think it was like 152% increase. Like last year we had 76 people come to the Lord. This year we had like 192 people just say yes to Jesus. That's just salvation. And then membership too.
124%. 211 people joined the Greater Shiloh Church to be members. And not only did they join, but they have gotten connected and involved in the ministry.
That's pretty strong when you think about it. And it didn't stop there. We baptized about 217 people up to date, and you know the increase is about 33%. So when that doesn't get into baby baptisms and weddings and all that other kind of stuff that happen, but all we can say is to God be the glory. I mean, we do what we do. We preach Jesus, right? And we love on people and we serve people, you know, that God may get the glory in all that we do. Now, it didn't stop there, babe.
No. The food pantry served 1,715 people.
That's amazing.
And families. That's just an amazing outreach that we have.
Absolutely.
And for all of those who volunteer in that ministry, we're just so grateful for the work of your hands and how you serve the community. You never know who you are entertaining. You could be entertaining angels. And just taking the time to serve them the way you guys do, and to make sure that they have food in their homes when food prices have gone to an all-time high. That's a blessing that we get to do that.
Yeah, you're putting meals in people's households and blessing them. Now, you also know we had the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Now, the ERAP program was amazing. We served altogether 789 families and distributed through the county over $3 million. Rental support, rental assistance, putting people in hotels, taking care of, helping folks with making sure that utilities were paid. And then when ERAP was over, we switched over to the at-home program. And I think there was like
67 families
were served with at home. And so you can see that God is just continuing to bless the work of our hands. And our partnership with the county will only continue. We'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more about our outreach. Listen, this has been an amazing year.
It has.
God has far exceeded all of our
expectations.
And we say get ready for more in 2024.